Hello and welcome to today's practice. Today's practice is going to be about a 20-minute flow. This is really good to do at the end of a long day if you feel like you are stressed out, or maybe your body's just collected a lot of tension throughout the day, throughout the week. This is a great practice to sort of unwind into your evening. You will not need any props for this. All you will need is a block. And so I will cue you and we are going to begin standing. So if you're ready, I want you just to take the feet a little wider than hip distance and then just close your eyes. Maybe take the hips side to side. Just kind of getting a feel for that grounding connection. So maybe you look down at your feet. I want you to lift your toes and then set them back down. Just a couple of times, just to bring some awareness to this area of our body. As you begin to close your eyes, maybe on your next inhale, you take those shoulders up and roll them back. Just a few times, and I want you to soften through your knees. So if your knees feel like they are locked out, maybe you soften here. Good, taking just a couple of times. Yeah, make sure you keep that block handy, and then you can come the other direction. Good. Good. And when you're ready, just take a moment. So maybe begin to notice your breath. You can bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart if that feels good. Just taking a second here to really be present in this space. I invite you while you're here for the next few moments just to really be present. Allow all the thoughts and worries and responsibilities that you have to do, maybe after this class or things that you have done. I just encourage you to really try to let those just be. Let them sort of melt away from you. Being conscious about self-care and really being aware that your body is asking for that. It's not something that we do for fun. It's not a hobby. It is something that we really need to make a priority in our lives. So I really invite you just to be mindful of that as we move through today's practice. Good. So when you're ready, you're going to take your feet a little wider. I want you to take the arms out to a T. Really inhale, stretch open. And as you exhale, you're just going to alternate. So you're going to bring those fingers down towards your toe. You can bend through that left knee. Inhale, come back up. And exhale to the other side. Relax that head down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Good. Inhale, lift to center. Good. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, we got one more time each side. Exhale softly. Remember, gently bend through that opposite knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rotate over to this opposite side one more time. Good. Inhale, coming back up. Take a moment. I want you to inhale all the way up. Really reach up. Maybe you interlace your fingers. Really stretch. Good. And this is where we're going to need that block. So you can relax those hands. Grab that block. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold, and we're going to use the block to rest our forehead on. So as you get into this space, I want you just to take a moment, and I'm going to kind of turn to the side so that you guys can see. Take your time here in this space. Really allow the legs to get long, pulling in whatever you need. And then maybe just softly resting your forehead here. You have about 5 breaths here, so soften through the knees. Again, just softening that breath. And this is reality. I have a dog and he's just barking, so I'm so sorry. Take a nice breath in.
and out. And so if you have not taken any of my videos yet, I do have several dogs, and they like to sometimes be a part of practice. They like to interrupt my practice. So again, just being mindful of that as we are here. So one more breath. Good. And then slowly we're going to start to heel toe the feet together. Coming up from that forward fold, taking just a moment, we're going to shift into that yogi squat. So you can take this block behind you. You can sit on it for just a moment, taking your time here. Good. And just really taking a moment to soften. So rather than forcing anything, we're just using this block as sort of a helper in us getting into this position. It can be kind of a challenge for some of us with flexibility issues. So if your hips are feeling super tight, hopefully this will be enough to get you into that yogi squat. So if you're ready, I want you to take a little twist here. You're going to take your right fingertips down. You're just going to lift those left fingertips. Inhale, look up. Take a breath or two here. Really reach up nice and long. Good. And then exhale, soften, come back to that center. And we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Those opposite fingertips reach nice and high. Good. Little twist. This is supposed to be a gentle practice, so we're not really forcing anything. Just allowing some opening in each side of those ribs. Good. One more time each side. Inhale, reach. And exhale to the center. And one more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, center. Good. I want you to take that block. You can move it to the side. We're going to come down to our knees and we're going to make our way into a child shape. So however this feels for you, you can take the knees wide. You can keep the big toes together, or you can keep the knees together. It really just is about finding what feels good for you and what feels right. So whenever you get there, feel free to make your way into this and then soften, reaching those arms out in front of you. Good. Maybe just melting into the mat. So just softening. You can always bring those hands behind the head in prayer if that feels good. Just softening into this. Each breath, each time you exhale, just allow a little bit of tension just to sort of melt from the body. Notice as you inhale, maybe the ribs expand, each vertebrae, there's a little space in between, the spine gets a little longer. Good. One more breath. Good. Slowly we're going to start to rise. You're going to bring yourself up and you're just going to get right into those circles. So again, taking your time, really moving through, opening the side body, stretching as you come around. Good. Noticing what feels good here. Again, this is a practice for you, so really taking time to notice what your body needs and how it responds. Good. When you're ready, you can reverse that direction, take it around. Exhale as you come back. Inhale as you come forward. Just again, taking your time here. So we're not rushing anything. We're just taking things very slow. Good. And then pausing. So again, we're going to use our block. So this block is just going to come right here where we're able to sit. Now, if this is not comfortable for you, if you have knee issues, you can always do this sitting down. It's perfectly fine. Whatever feels best. Again, your body, your practice. I am super big on that. And so please take time to listen. Get comfortable as you pause here for a moment. I want you to inhale, take the arms up. Interlace those fingers, and as you exhale, I want you just to bring them to the back of the head. So they're just interlaced, resting as you cradle the back of the head in them. So taking just a moment here, I want you to inhale, look up, open that chest. And as you exhale, you're just going to round, almost like a seated cat-cow. Everything comes together. Inhale, open. And exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, soften. Good. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Softly releasing those hands, maybe taking a moment to roll those wrists. And then you're just going to slide that block out from underneath you. So we're going to come onto our backs. When you get there, leave the knees bent. So the knees are going to kind of come into one another, or take just a moment to settle in. So here we're going to go into a low bridge. So we're going to slide our feet a little closer to our bottom. And then when you're ready, I just want you to inhale and lift. It's not about height. We're not looking to see how high we can get here. We're just moving the body. So again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. This time you're going to inhale. You're going to take your right arm up over your head as you lift. And you're going to softly look towards the left. So just a little stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. Make sure you're pressing into those heels, all 4 corners of your feet, not just the heels. And then exhale. You're going to bring the head back to center as everything comes down. Good. Same thing, other side. Take your time. Inhale, lift. As you lift, start to look over towards the right. Good. 1 more breath. And then exhale, soften. Good. Let's put that into motion. Nice and smooth. So again, we're not rushing. We're not forcing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. Good. This time you're going to keep your head straight, and we're just going to gently lift all the way up. So head stays in that neutral space. Bridge starts to happen. Our bottom starts to lift. Inhale, take your arms overhead. Good. Let's stay lifted here for just about 2 breaths. Nice and smooth. Relax the toes. Good. 1 more breath. And then exhale. Soften all the way down. Good. Take a moment. Maybe unwind those shoulder blades a little bit. And then let's take the knees into your chest. So you can alternate these. Maybe just take a moment to stretch out the legs. Whatever feels good. Good. Arms come out to a T as you drop the legs to the left. Take in just a breath or 2 here. Good. Slowly inhale back to center. Take a moment and then exhale towards the right. Same thing. Good. Nice and slow. Slowly bring everything back to center. Maybe take the legs up for just a moment. Roll those ankles one way and then the other. And then let's just soften out for about a minute. So as you're here again, getting comfortable, maybe you let the knees knock into one another. If it feels good and you still have your block, You can always tuck it underneath you just at your tailbone for a little length if that feels good. Good, a little support. Again, this is not a necessity. This is just if you want to tuck that underneath you, you can. But wherever you are, I want you to soften, separate those shoulder blades, relax the jaw. Pull that breath into your belly and hold at the top. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Good. Inhale again. And pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Good. One more breath in. And hold. Exhale. Good. As you pause here for a moment, let that breath return to normal. Softening through your body. You're relaxed. Shavasana. Softly on your next breath in, take that breath to your belly a little deeper. Next breath, maybe bring some awareness back by moving your fingers and your toes. And then start to move the arms, maybe take them over your head if that feels good. And then softly taking a little roll onto your side for that fetal shape for just a moment. And then when you're ready, you can keep your gaze soft. You can close your eyes, whatever feels best for you. Come back to that seated position so we can close out our practice. I want you to gently bring your hands to your heart, thanking yourself for putting yourself first today, reminding yourself that self-care is something that you need and you should do it often. It is always such an honor to meet in this space. Namaste.